welcome to the 13th house. Come on in, take your shoes off, make yourselves at home. Let's get weird for a little bit, shall we? If you're new here, welcome to the weirdness. It's going to be exactly that, alright? If you're returning, welcome back, and thank you so much for finding something here worth returning to. Absolutely love having you here, and I hope you keep on coming back. Hope I haven't scared you off yet. Keep in mind, your perception is your responsibility, okay, as are your triggers. I do my very best to try to remember to give trigger warnings whenever I feel something warrants one, but sometimes I do forget, alright? So just keep that in mind when watching my videos. Alrighty, this could be past, present, future, okay? Whatever comes out could be pertinent to you, someone close to you, whatever. Only take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Use your discernment, okay? It's a collective message, so every little thing may or may not resonate with your specific situation. So, apply it as it's needed. And without all of the way, let's just dive on into it. We have scrying, intuition, barn brag, sweetness, and synergy. And what else? We need one more. We need one more, beloved, please. Alright, so you might be practicing scrying, okay? You might have a little crystal ball. Okay, that might be a normal practice of yours. Or you might, have a scrying mirror, okay? Or you just been listening to your intuition more, okay? Leaning less on the rational mind, which is actually kind of perfect because the whole thing with Saturn and Neptune. Ooh, then we have werewolf, exploring wildness. Ooh la la, I like it. But yeah, with Saturn, it's like, think of it as like Saturn falling into the ocean, but Saturn, its density and everything, it would float. But anyway, that's beside the point. Saturn is like a lot of rational thought, knowledge, and stuff like that. And Neptune is very much imagination, whimsy, the subconscious, dreams, and things like that. So it's like knowledge and rationality, like surrendering to the notion of infinite possibility, of not knowing everything, and seeing the beauty in that. Like, not fighting it, not resisting it, okay? And, the same, like, we all, reflect these things. Everything's a reflection of a reflection of a reflection, whatever. Anyways, you're finding that, you're trusting your intuition more. You feel like you're feeling deeper into yourself. It's almost like your soul feels like it's like stretching inside your body, okay? And your body is starting to fit like a glove. It's not feeling like a prison. It's more like a home. And with that, the rational mind is finally able to take a deep breath and relax, okay? Because this whole survival mode thing that we've been operating in has had the rational mind in constant, our systems have been so overloaded, and our nervous systems have been, I'm surprised they're not fried at this point. We're all pretty fucking badass to still be as intact as we are. So learning, how your intuition sounds versus, your instincts just trying to flag you. Learning what that voice is, where it comes from, okay? And there's like a hint at your intuition being something that upcoming, like, you're going to be able to utilize it as like in a line of work, okay, or something that's going to others are going to see it, others are going to witness it, experience it, because with ego is the gatekeeper here, right? It's just what I'm being told about it. Anyways, we have mummy, change, and the veil, future, in the periphery, okay? So again, like I was saying, with Saturn, this being okay with not knowing the outcome of everything, alright? Because you notice, in this, she's blindfolded, and it's the future. So you might be noticing that your intuition, when you're trying to, if you've been doing it for a long time, trying to feel into the probabilities and the variables upcoming, you might not be able to feel into too much, because we're stepping into like really new uncharted territory, because the what was unconscious is now becoming aware of itself. All right. On the bottom of the deck, we have death. The eternal cycle begins here. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God, I hate that sound. Ugh. Anyway. With Barmbrack, rather. Sweetness and synergy. Yeah. Flowing with that, that sweet energy of, the rational mind and your imagination, the subconscious and everything flowing together in a way that creates harmony. Your subconscious has the rational mind's back, and your rational mind doesn't have to worry about the subconscious just taking you off into the beautiful land of Delulu while it's trying to relax, and vice versa. The subconscious doesn't have to worry about the rational mind, dampening your whimsy and wonder and optimism and hope for all the magical, wonderful things that are possible, okay? Exploring wildness, this might be something that is coming up for you, okay? Opportunities to be able to get your ass out there, and I think that's what this change is like, you spent a lot of time deep inside yourself, okay? You've been doing the shadow work and everything, so this could be possible. So what has been unconscious could become conscious and begin becoming aware of itself. And that's how these manifestations come through. Alright, and you may have been very reserved and shy about, stepping out into the world, but, as the world begins to reflect more of your truth, you're going to have a lot of fun stepping into your wildness. Exploring it and trusting it. Trusting yourself to be able to experience it without it disrupting your life, right? And that comes with, like, the whole thing with your rational mind and subconscious working together instead of butting heads all the time. Okay. Let's see what else we have here. And yeah, this is also like how it's branching into the ego is, your ego is your persona. How you present yourself to the world, okay? You may have had, Saturn holds the logos, okay? The knowledge, the awareness of the inner self, the image of it, okay? So you might have always had this inner vision of yourself, even in appearance. Not just the energy and whatever, because you've been learning how to walk and embody that energy. But I'm talking about the appearance, like the vessel itself, how it looks. And that's also coming into this exploring wildness, because it's very specific. A werewolf is not just someone acting like a wolf, right? Like, their body starts to reflect some of those wolf-like attributes, right? So this is like real integration of truth, and like intuitively you've known this, okay? We have stranger here, passers-by, encounter by chance, mutual aid, and a new friend. All right, Barmbrack's energy and sweetness. Every time I see this card, I want to say Brambrack for some reason. I don't know why. My dyslexia just really, really insists that there's supposed to be an R there. There's supposed to be another one. Right there after the B. Brambrack. Yeah. So, and you could also, like, I've talked about this in some of my other readings, okay? Your intuition could have always been picking up on this presence or whatever inside of you, okay? You're aware that, it hasn't had a chance to be in your external experience, all right? But you've always known it's something more than some imaginary something. It is a force, an entity, a being, what have you, with its own awareness, its own independent, whatevers. But it's like it comes through because it comes through in response to your authentic signal, right? And now that the subconscious is becoming aware of itself, what have you, That signal has really gone online, been amplified, all right? Farm brag. Sweetness and synergy, we have architect. Weaver of blueprints, planning, design, supervision, construction, right? And that individual entity, what have you, was there with you as you were planning out internally, refining the blueprint of what it is that you want to experience in life, right? We didn't come to life to just survive it. We came to life to experience it, okay? And what has been going on has been this like broken record cycle, okay, where the same experiences, the same variables and whatever like kept getting stuck on a loop. And it's because the feedback loop was stuck. Because that whole unconsciously creating aspect of it, of what we feed into that, the feedback loop operates on our nervous system. It responds to it. And this is a quantum physics can prove this, quantum mechanics, all right? Anyway, you've laid out this blueprint, you've planned it, you've designed it. This presence within you, that has like been speaking to you via your intuition, all right, has helped build this. They've been your co-creator through this, all right, and this sweetness and synergy has been what has been like the foundation of that, right? And so that's absolutely wonderful that that's what's coming online for you. Werewolf, exploring wildness. Okay, and with it being next to change here in the periphery, it's like keep in mind too, because we have lost soul, seeker of clarity, wanderer, confusion, defeat, struggle. You may have before likened exploring your wildness as like to something sinful, something bad, something negative, that it would end up getting you separated further from the life you want to live, okay, trying to be responsible or whatever. But what ended up making you feel more lost in reality is that, your logical mind was stuck in survival. So of course, the thought of exploring these more wild aspects, these more whimsical things, it just seemed impossible. And when your rational mind was saying it is an impossibility to your subconscious that holds that imagination and everything, that's been like, because your subconscious is feminine, right? And so let's say the imagination, all these dreams and everything, holy shit. Okay, please don't. Thank you. Has been pregnant with these dreams, right? Ready to give birth to them. And when your rational mind is like, no, it's impossible. It's like rejecting that child that you've created together, right? And it could leave you feeling very lost, very hopeless, And then you're like, well, what's even the point of continuing this whole life thing? Because, right now it's just all about being on the grind, and everyone else has these different motivations. It's not what's in alignment with me. Okay? And so, it was a struggle to even let yourself entertain the thought that one day you would be able to explore this part of yourself. All right, so that's a huge change, and that's huge. Because perception's very powerful. You know what I'm saying? All it takes is one shift in perception, and the way that you see the world can change entirely. And when you think of the fact that, our thoughts are how our nervous system responds to this feedback loop that creates reality, that reflects the experience and stuff that our nervous system says we need, we want, what have you. You can see just like how huge it is, like how much of a responsibility it is to be aware of your own perception, aware of your thoughts, aware of how you're feeling and everything else, because it's literally creating the external as we're feeling it, right? And that's that's huge for you and literally everyone else here. So, mummy, change, king, sovereign of realms, monarch, authority, rule, inheritance. Exactly. You had this change that's been brought about by this awareness, by this awakening, okay? And you're stepping into that sovereign state. All right, it's funny, I gave the butterfly analogy yesterday and monarch came out here. Authority, rule, inheritance. You're stepping into that seat of yourself. You're taking accountability for yourself, your existence, and it's beautiful because this is how manifestations truly come through. This is how the big stuff comes through, right? And we just had that Ring of Fire eclipse and everything, and I've given the analogy before about a woman in labor, and when you think about like the imagination, like being pregnant with these dreams and what have you, okay, that you were wanting to birth into life. That ring of fire, if you're a mother and you've given birth, you know what that ring of fire feels like. It's that feeling where it hurts so bad and it's so much that you don't think that you're going to be able to push it through, but you do, and you have. And that's why like so much of this heavy is lifting, is because you saw that final push through, okay, and it's bringing about so much that's like, that's your inheritance, dude. Like, to be able to create, to be able to consciously create your experiences. Whew. And then with the veiled, the future, revolutionist, champion of transformation, freedom fighter, pursuer of wealth and justice. Like, holy shit. I mean, exactly. This revolution of perception. It's like, this is your justice for everything that you had to endure. This has given it a purpose because it has helped hone your perception. It has helped hone your nervous system. It takes the power away from the oppressors because everything they thought they had over you, you have now successfully transmuted into something that you can create for yourself. Because you experienced what you'd never want to experience again. And you're holding that, so the feedback loop knows that. And it will never make you face it again. It will never give you more than you can bear. And you're not staying stuck in the trauma loop of constantly, like I said, you're taking accountability for your emotions, for the way you feel, for the things you've been through. And because you are taking accountability and you're aware of the ripple effect and everything, you're really stepping up to the plate and you're like, yeah, I'm not going to get lost in going back and revisiting energies that I've already worked through. If I hear a song that comes on the radio that reminds me of something sad and hurtful, I'm not going to get lost in, because sometimes we can get addicted to certain types of pain because it can be like cathartic, right? But now it's like, I'm not going to, let that continue, because I'm not going to have that bleeding into this experience that I have been waiting for lifetimes to be birthed. You know what I mean? And this has like rippled out into every facet of your life. The way you see others, the way it branches out into literally everything, and it's so fucking beautiful. All right, we have a lawyer, keeper of justice, law, cases, defense, and advisor, right? And so this co-creator, presence, entity, what have you, okay, because that it was held in that subconscious space, because it was being tailored, like literally that significant other, that soulmate, okay, could not step out of you into a body yet, because you had to heal past the traumas and everything from everyone else so that you would not unconsciously project onto that someone. And through that feedback loop between your nervous system and the grid, whatever you want to call it, the universe, source, whatever, okay, this perfect counterpart has been tailored, okay, that the blueprint for them. You've known them in essence You've worked with them to create their form as well as yours. And now, the possibility for them to come through, the variables have aligned, and they're going to be able to. All right? And they're going to be able to help you stand in your sovereignty. All right? They're not there to be your savior, because you are realizing you are far more capable of saving yourself. And you're aware of, like, how it's unhealthy to have an expectation on, you know, a partner to be a savior. Because you don't want to be their savior. They don't, you know, y'all are equals. And that's what makes this so profound. Is because it's reflective of that, of the conscious, or the rational consciousness and the subconscious, right? This surrender that has just happened, right? Like, it's so fucking beautiful. I could talk about it forever, and like no shit, I could talk about it forever. And I'm really trying not to, because I want to gush over it so bad. It's so romantic, and it's so beautiful, and so many of you you far more than deserve it. To say you do deserve it is an understatement. Because what you had experienced out here, you were encountering imposters of your counterpart. They walked around saying that they were something that they weren't. And they were the only thing that was available. That's it. Anything else couldn't be experienced outside of yourself. And they put you through absolute fucking hell. But I wonder if they know that through all of it, they were helping you create your eternal love. You know what I mean? I love it. Anyways. That's too many with these ones. We have pathway, thief, and unexpected income, right? Okay, so like anyone trying to come in, to try to take what's on your pathway, okay, I'm thinking that they can come in and take something that you've been manifesting, like, and don't think either that someone is going to be able to take your counterpart away. Okay, so maybe you're caught up in thinking, like, I've made this motherfucker perfect. Say you're effeminate, right? Like, and you're like, I have made him perfect. I've made him gorgeous. And maybe you don't have, like, a lot of self-esteem or something, and, you know, you're concerned about the ways that everything you've endured has taken a toll on your vessel. And you might have, like, it's letting you know, because like I said, with the feedback loop, right, in your nervous system, Source is wanting to bring this up ahead of time so you can work on it, so it doesn't become something that, you know, you have to experience to be able to clear from your system. That the changes in everything don't apply just to your counterpart's physical vessel. This applies to you as well. Like the way your body's going to be healing and everything, because it is aware of itself. It's not just an unconscious vehicle. It is your home. Okay, so it's a totally different wheel of variables for you. It's a totally different wheel of fortune for you. And your body is becoming aware of what it can do to represent you better, right? Because it says, like, listen long enough and you'll hear the soul speaking through its armor. Okay, if the armor had been beaten and bashed and dented through the battle, and this is a regenerative armor, and it's alive, it's not just this or that anymore. Like, it's not it's learning what it can do. It can regenerate, it can shift, and it can co-create with you. So it's like whatever you think is wrong, and plus your counterpart, they know what you've been through. They already know what you look like. They have seen you at your worst. So there's really, and they're still all about you. So there's nothing to worry about. All right, we have house. Exactly. You should be getting your own house. Anyways, because I just said, like, it's your home. This isn't even, like, you don't even have to take it as far as a counterpart. You can take it just nothing else but that this new friend that was once a stranger, that's been the voice of your intuition all along, your body, okay? And it's aware of itself. It is your home. And it's been here to hold you, okay? And if you need whatever outside of yourself or anything like that, you trust the feedback loop to be able to bring forth, because you made the blueprint. Love has been the foundation of this. You're building it on sweetness and synergy, right? So trust in your design, trust in your creation, trust that everything's going to be okay. Which is, I know that's hard to say because it's been hard, right? But this sweetness and synergy is what's going to be able to heal. And, everything knows what you've been through. It's not going to be hard on you. It knows you're recovering from absolute hell, alright? You and your body and your dreams and your thoughts, all of it. Alright, with werewolf, exploring wildness, seeker of clarity, wonder, confusion, defeat, struggle, we have occupation, alright? Ooh, this is interesting. So, I think it was a few readings back, I had something come up where it was like, it's going to be an aspect of creation, like you're going to create something and you are going to be the first one to do it. This is giving me the same vibe with this occupation, right? Maybe because you're able to come, it's like see this through. Others are going to see this, okay? They're finally going to be able to see it. That all the stuff you've been talking about, that you feel, that you know intuitively, right? What you house within you, all this. That is actually true. And they're going to be coming to you, learning, how did you heal this? But because like they might be coming to you and because they're in bad health and they see you as this healer, right? This medicine for the soul, for the mind, the soul, like the whole thing, right? Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I like that. Ooh. With change, there's journey, right? So this has changed the trajectory of your journey, like exponentially, because as where you had once thought that it was just going to be like it is for everyone else, that you would be working or a stay-at-home parent and it would be just this or just that and it would be just this or that till you die. Oh no, honey, not for you. Not for you. And it doesn't have to be for others, right? But it's like something you did kicked off this awareness to spark, so that which was unconscious, like you resurrected it. Because it was like you remember Snow White after she takes a bite of the poison apple? She wasn't dead, but she was just, I don't know how else to explain it. But it was like your body was that. And you inhabiting it was it was like dragging a corpse around. I don't mean to be disrespectful. But it was, because like the body wasn't aware of its own self. And, the only parts of it that had any awareness were internal, because that's where the light of consciousness was sitting. And it eliminated, a lot of the internal space. So like imagination and, intuition, things like that. Your intuition being a way for, consciousness to be able to speak to you. And help you along your way. All right, help walk you back home to yourself. Oh, this is beautiful. The Veil, the future with Revolutionist. High honor. Yes. Ugh. Yes. You. I love it. I love it so much. I'm loving this so fucking much. And it's like, as this is your justice, you've been, because it's not just about what you've been through and everything, because like everybody goes through shit, right? But for you to be the first, this champion of transformation, because this is transformation, like I was talking about, like the butterfly reference, right? The justice in it is for you to only be able to say, this is what I know, this is what I'm familiar with, this is the truth. Maybe you'd been trying to tell people something for a very long time, and they ostracized you for it, they rejected you for it, and your justice is to step in, and it's not even a I told you so, it's I always have been. You get what I'm saying? That's some really powerful shit. And what's really beautiful is like the heart that you have, like the whole concern that you would try to be a tyrant and place yourself above others, like it isn't even a probability for you, because that's not of you, that's not like you. You wouldn't do that. And that's what makes it so beautiful, that you'll be the one that people are coming to help teach them. And this is going to be how you're going to be able to build a very beautiful life for yourself. And you're not going to have to stay reined in. You're not going to have to stay domesticated. Like, you can live how you want to. Because you're going to have resources and everything, because people are going to want. And it creates this ripple effect, because, like, this involves, like, such a level of authenticity, because it cannot be unless it is exactly as it is. And so those who come to you to ask you how to do this, they're going to learn how to embody their own truth. And do you understand, like, the type of healing that will ripple out from something like that? That's huge. One moment. Sorry, someone's knocking at my door. But it's... And it's not something that, you're just going to have to yourself. You're going to be able to share in the wonder and shit with others, of like-minded individuals who also are capable of meeting you in this space, right? You're going to help them grow, because it's of you, like, shit, sudden wealth. Like, it's just, you have always been someone, and it's not even a self-sacrificial thing. It's just a part of you to want to help others. And this is a gift for you also. Because what better way to help others than to help them reach that point where they get their sovereignty, they get their freedom, they get their dreams, they get their self back. That is so... And you're not saving them. You're helping them remember how to save themselves. It's fucking beautiful. I think I'm going to leave it there. I think that's... I don't want to push too far into it, because I think this is just... I don't want to pick it apart, There's a lot of wonder in this. The energy coming off of it is very whimsical. It's very... magical. And I'm talking about the magic we remember, right? Everything our imagination has held on to is saying, I refuse to give this up, because this is real. It's real, and it will be real. I'm not giving it up. I'm not giving these dreams up. This energy is overpouring with it, and it's so fucking beautiful. So I'm gonna leave it here. I hope it helps. I hope it helped, give some insight into your situation. I was wanting to do a reading that, touched more on superficial details and everything, but this is too fucking magical to let the day-to-day superficial bullshit dampen it. So I'm not going to dare do that. So until next time, I love you. Bye.